What's up, everybody? It's Jeff with In the Pit Radio, Maximum Threshold Radio, and I am very honored to once again have with me the one and only Wino from The Obsessed, the newly reformed or renamed The Obsessed. How's it going, Wino?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, man. Maybe you could clear that up. I know the last time we spoke, Spirit Caravan was in full swing, man, and everybody was excited about that. Is that what The Obsessed is now, man? Everything rolled into one with Wino, or is it a separate entity?
Well, pretty much. I mean, we got, after the last Spirit Caravan tour, it seemed to me like we're having a few issues with the rhythm section. I mean, it's like, I don't think Ed's heart was in it. And so, the wheels were still coming off the wagon a little bit, so we decided to part ways with Ed. And about that time, our friend Brian Constantino, who we've known for years and years, it was sort of, in a way, sort of like Eddie's tech for a minute back in the day. He surfs, and the thing about it is, I'd heard him play drums only once before, really recently, and we were kind of like, I don't know, I guess down in my subconscious, I was kind of just thinking to myself that we were going to have to play. And then once we got to jamming, the thing about Brian is he was born and raised on The Obsessed, so it's like it's his favorite band. I haven't seen him in years and years, but I had no idea he could play the way he did. And it's just the chemistry with Brian that enabled me to want to really resurrect these tunes. Like, I didn't really have any desire to do The Obsessed anymore, any of these songs or whatever, because when all of a sudden we jammed, it sort of felt right. It just felt right. And all of a sudden I hear the songs like they were supposed to be played. And then I started to get really inspired, and so we decided to go forge ahead with the Obsessed.
Sweet, man. Now, when you write, I mean, everybody knows you have a certain way of writing, man, and fans of you really pick up on it. Is it hard to do something that's got such a cult-like following, like The Obsessed does, to sit down and say, okay, we're going to call it The Obsessed, and is there extra heavy pressure, especially after you put it out there and say, especially from your hand? I mean, you're not real active on Facebook and stuff like that, to my knowledge. So, I mean, when the note comes across that you're putting Obsessed back together, do you tell Sherm and Brian, like, hey, man, this got to be next level type stuff?
Oh yeah, definitely. We talk about that all the time, and we also know that our next record has got to be like, better or as good as Church of Ten. I mean, I know we've got to work cut out for us, but I think we have the song. I'm confident in that. But we do discuss that. I mean, and it's true.
Do you know now? Would it Be the Night that came out? You put like the demo version of that out last week. Is there any like hard concrete plans of a release date for a new record? I mean, I know Relapse is picked you guys up. Is there any? Do you have an album title? Do you have a general release date in mind?
The album's going to be titled Sacred, and we're shooting for February, hopefully.
February, and
yep.
Awesome. Was it a no-brainer when Relapse came to you, man? Because I mean, you've done a lot of stuff with a lot of doom metal labels, that's associated with doom and the stoner rock thing. I mean, Vitus was on Season of the Mist. I mean, and they're a little more varied. And Relapse is really, really varied, man. Were you guys excited when Relapse approached you and said, "Hey, man, we want this"?
Yeah, we were very excited about it as well. And the thing about it is we know that with the eclectic roster Relapse, we know that we're going to be able to do what we want to do. I mean, they gave us a really good deal, actually. So I'm pretty excited about it, actually. And yeah, we were excited. I mean, a few other people made offers and stuff. That was really cool. I appreciate everything, but Relapse came to the table with the best offer. And I mean, I really look upon this. I know that I've had a lot of chances, and I really look upon this as really as a license to try. I mean, this is it, man. This is the one.
Right. Wino, after all these years, man, where are you drawing influences from nowadays? Is it the same as when you started off, man, like Raging Against the Machine and being like that street prophet type of deal in a way, or has things changed for you, man, and you got a whole bunch of different stuff going through your mind when you sit down to get something going?
Well, I got a whole bunch of stuff going through my mind, obviously, and I mean, we're still like life and all the trials, tribulations of life is still a struggle. I don't think life is a struggle, man. But the musical inspiration I'm driving from a lot of the younger folks, man. It's like I'm having a chance to see like some younger bands. I'm having a chance to jam cast. I'm really into it. I mean, I can't really name. When it comes time to sit down and actually name the bands, there's a couple of younger bands that I've been jamming with that I think they're really cool. That inspire me. Band in Maryland called Faith and Jane, and they've got a couple independent records out, but they're fucking cool. I've been jamming with them a little bit here and there, and that's a lot of fun. Inspiring cats. It's really inspiring when you're talking to some younger cats, like I'm talking in the 20s, and I'm in my 50s.
Right.
And they've got all the same records. They've got all the records that inspired me in the day, like the Mahavishnu, the jazz, all that stuff. And then we sit down to play, and then I happen to start playing a couple bars or something, and then the dude goes, "Oh man, yeah, that's my favorite. That's my favorite Dead song." So yeah, I don't like too many Dead songs, but that's my favorite Dead song too. So we having this I don't know. It's interesting. There's a synchronicity,
Right.
And I mean, I'm just nothing but everybody's treated me with ultimate respect, and last couple years I've been down the road and stuff, everybody's really treated me with a lot of respect, and I appreciate that a lot. I mean, it's nice to I don't like to be I don't really like to be made a big deal of and stuff. I mean, my philosophy's always been let the music talk, but it's nice when the younger folks that you've influenced, show their appreciation.
Right, and I say it. I told you how I felt about you and what all your music's meant to me last time in Cleveland, man. And the way I look at it is you're one of the last outlaws, man. Especially now with Lemmy gone, and that's not to make you feel old or anything like that. I mean it as a compliment, 1,000,000%, man. But you're like one of the last real that gets it and puts it out there, So thank you for that. Which brings me, and I hate doing it, but a lot of people, want to know what's the deal.
I'll tell you the whole story. Just ask questions. All right.
Are you done with Vitus, Wino?
I'm done with Vitus.
Okay. That was easy.
And the reason I'm done with Vitus, there's a couple reasons. It wasn't the arrest necessarily, but I think in a way that was that was a push in that direction. It could be a blessing in disguise for me because, with Vitus, I have a tendency to want to get really super loaded. And Vitus is the kind of music where being real loaded, super loaded really helps. And, it's not that I dig Vitus, everything, and I wish it suits well. I really do. I don't think the decisions were made all the way around. But I wish him well. I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, I think that Chandler, he's supposed to, I signed a contract for 2 records for Seasons and Mist. David didn't feel confident with writing the next record. I don't know why. And so, that's sort of left everything in limbo. I think that more than anything really is why that it imploded.
Right on.
I mean, I have a 5-year band. I have a 5-year band from Scandinavia. But I have a 5-year band from 27 European countries, actually, because of the incident in Scandinavia. But I can buy my way back in with Visa, so I can buy my way back in. And, so that's was never really the biggest issue.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. There's been some shit said, in the press and all this stuff, but, I don't give a fuck. I just wish them well. I mean, I wish them well. If they want their decision to carry on with whatever way that they will, that's going to be on them,
Right. Yeah, you can only control what you got your hands in, man. So that's the way to go. Cool.
That's right. And maybe it's blessing in disguise because I need to play guitar. I need to just sort of start doing my own thing because not very many people know this, but I wrote very, very little of life stuff.
Right.
I wrote the words "Blessed Night." I wrote "When Emotion Dies." I wrote a couple songs about Multiple Cries, and that's basically it. So this is David's baby. And, I've always felt confident singing David's stuff because I can identify with his stuff, But there's some stuff that I couldn't identify with, for example, Children of Doom. I just couldn't get into those tunes, and consequently led to a riff where I left,
Right.
But whatever, I mean, I think that Vitus is, as long as David keeps going, Vitus is eternal. Right
on. Is that harder for you to do, Wino, when you're in there? Is because people, I don't think you get fair credit for being the guitar player that you are. You're a hell of a guitar player, and a lot of people that aren't hip to you out of Vitus, are like shocked when they see, like, when Spirit Caravan comes back and that. So is playing it? Is it hard when you're doing like something like that where you're not playing guitar and you don't have like the input or where you're getting your creative juices?
I mean, I loved it, man. I loved it. I thought it was cool. I really enjoyed it. And I thought I really learned how to sing, I mean, I thought that I really learned how to sing, but I just didn't have a guitar. Not fine anymore. And bottom line is, it's not hard at all. It was cool. I liked it a lot. I really did like it a lot. I think it's much more, it's much more involved playing guitar in a band and doing that around here, set up your rig every night, stuff like that. But, I mean, it really, at this point in time, it's a labor of love,
Cool.
Everything is a labor of love,
Absolutely. Why do it if you're not into it 1,000,000%? Your heart's not into it. There's no point of doing it.
Exactly.
You can stay at home and zone out. You don't need to go traveling all around and being away from the people that you want to see and all that other shit. So.
Yeah, the touring takes its toll. I know that the touring took its toll on members of Vitus, so, and it's like the other thing is, it's like we had things. Okay, right when we started to achieve some, playing some big shows and achieve a little bit of success, we had to fire our manager because we found out he was ripping us off, So after all this time, you find out this dude's mingling his money with the church. It's just so fucking dumb, man. It's like, you spend all the time doing that when, we could have, like, basically he caused, this guy ripping us off, our manager, like, working with us day by day. He caused us to struggle back, in our regular lives. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like he took food off the table, basically. So it's like, what do you do? It's like, in the old days I said, well, we're going to find a floating group. But these days I say, you know what, man, his karma's going to get him, and, there's nothing I can really do unless I really do something. If I really do something, then I'm committed to fucking doing it, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's not going to be pretty. But you know what I mean? Basically, I feel right now that he'll get his through his own karmic trip,
It comes back around, man. As I get older, I believe in it more and more, man. So,
yeah.
Wino, is being on the road something you still dig, man? After all these years, do you look forward to it, man, or is it a drag at times where you're like, fuck, I just want to get this tour over with and go home, man, and get on to the next thing?
Well, we got a lot of good events for us on this particular tour, so I like touring and I like playing live, but I got to say, playing live is a whole different animal than being in the studio. And, my favorite place to be, of all places to be, is in the studio. With some coffee, with some pot, and fucking just getting down on it, you know what I mean? Right. That's my favorite thing to do. Like, I like to play early in the morning, I like to get up early, be at the studio, start tracking like 10 or 11 o'clock. I mean, I guess that's not that early, but, that's my favorite place to be. So, I like playing live, but, playing live is a crapshoot because every venue you play in sounds different, every single one. So, if you don't have, usually we use the house PA guys at each venue, which they usually know what's going on, and it's usually great. The house guys are usually way cool and great. But it would be nice to get up to the next level to where we have our own sound person, we have our monitor person, and we can really have more control. Because when you don't have someone when you don't have control over, like the room or the acoustics or whatever, then it can be a struggle,
Right.
But so yeah, I enjoy it. I look forward to going down the road, but at the same time, I'm really looking forward to getting back in the studio.
And that's the thing. Like, you're doing this now. Is the new record's done? I'd imagine, right? For the most part.
Well, not quite. We have to still record it. We still have to fine tune a few things. But we've got about 3/4 of it written. We still have to record it. Okay,
Be the Night's the best demo I ever heard, by the way, too. So you guys know.
Well, I don't really like doing demos. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I thought so too. But we don't really like doing demos. But this is sort of like a recording we did to sort of just have something to play for the record companies. And so once we had it, it was good enough that I said, why don't we just do something with it instead of leave it to the can. So they agreed, that they wanted something to put out, so that's what we gave. So I thought that worked out really well. Sound good, doesn't it?
It doesn't sound like a demo to me. That's why I said it's the best sounding demo ever.
Well, we did that actually. We did that in Brian, our drummer. By the way, you spell his name C-O-S. I know that I'm not sure if our press people have it right, but everybody wants to say Constantino with the name, but it's C-O-S, Constantino.
Right.
So anyways, we're over Brian's dad, and And we determined today I called Rob Queen, and he gets to bring his gear over. So basically, Rob Queen brought his gear over to our pad, to Brian's pad, where we rehearsed. He set it up, kind of just made a little rehearsal place, and recorded right in his house. It came out really well for that. And then, he told us, hey, I work with Frank Marchone, and then he has a big facility, and then we talked to Frank. And we got Frank to run our first show live on the tour. It's got Frank Marchone, they call him the Punisher, to run our sound, and we got to talk more. He's got a recording studio, so then we agreed to do it with him. So we're going to do it with Frank Marchone and Rob Queen in Maryland, and it should be kick-ass.
I cannot wait for that. February cannot come soon enough. So I'm sure you're going to do another run with the Obsessed then when the record comes out. And then what?
Yeah,
I mean, you go back to some acoustic stuff. You're gonna resurrect any of the other projects that you've had on the shelf. Or you're gonna do something solo but plugged in and.
Well, I mean, I don't really have anything going on anymore except acoustic in this. So what I'll probably do is knuckle down. We're gonna record a record while the record's waiting to come out. Maybe I'll play some acoustic shows, and maybe then we can do the Cleveland show too. And then then of course we're gonna be touring again for this record. And then, we'll just keep going. I mean, that's what we do. I mean, it's hopefully with this record and a little bit, now we got a really good label, hopefully then we can get the push we need and jump to the next level. That's really all you can really hope for.
Right on. And I got to ask you this. I mean, and you've seen it. I mean, people went crazy when Spirit Caravan came back, man. And I'm sure now that it's the Obsessed and you got more Obsessed songs in the set, people are losing their mind. But what is it that you can see looking, removing yourself from the situation, looking into things? What is it that makes the Obsessed such like a huge underground like cult favorite, man? And what's the message that you're still trying to get out to everybody with the Obsessed, man?
Well, the Obsessed was always more of a positive band. I never really considered, even though the Obsessed has doomy sounding stuff. I mean, there were some songs that were pretty doomy. I mean, I guess in a way, the Obsessed was a little bit doomier than Spirit Caravan. But I mean, look, there's got to be hope somewhere. There's got to be hope somewhere. If it's all doom and gloom, then fucking nobody's gonna want to get out of bed and want to go to the show.
Right.
The bottom line is, I think that it's the longevity. The fact that the Obsessed has been around, that I started the Obsessed so long ago, and that it influenced people of like kind of the middle generation, like Phil, Anselmo, the Emakai, those kind of people. And now it's reaching the younger people. I think it's just, for some reason, the songs are timeless, and it has something people can still identify with,
Right. And
But I mean, my message has always been positive. I mean, I always like to find a silver lining. I mean, so I don't like to think that. I mean, like, look, everybody's predicting doom and gloom, economic collapse, blah blah blah. Let's turn dates around. So far, nothing's happened, and I know the world is bad place. I hope nothing. I hope all the conspiracy and all that shit's bullshit, and I hope that none of that shit comes to light because I want a good world for my kids, and I want my kids to have a good life, and I want everyone else to have a good life too. It's like, I'm not into but I kind of believe that, that we've kind of gone pretty far with this world and this people and all this. Probably Mother Earth's pretty soon just going to pew this on down the line, but we're not going to go down without a fight, man.
Right on. And I just, I just get in awe, like, when you get like Henry Rollins and all these guys that were like big into the hardcore, the crust punk, however you want to label it, back in the day, that they're like these big bad motherfuckers, man, and they can't stop and drop down to sing your praises quick enough, even to this day. So I mean, that's a testament to you too, that you could cross over and get all these different folks on board with what you're doing, man, and think that you're like that badass that like, hey, somebody needs to check these guys out,
Well, I mean, I appreciate all that kind of stuff, and now that Lemmy's gone, I feel like I'm going to carry the torch best I can.
And that's all we can do. And here's to another 50 years, Wino. I don't know if you want to be doing it another 50 years, but I got your back if you want to do it 50 years, man.
Right on. Well, I appreciate that, brother. We're only about halfway there, so it's all right.
Right. All right. Cool.
Gonna be around a while, man.
Fuck yeah. That's all you can ask for. Well, Wino, thank you for taking the time out, man. I know you got stuff to do, and I'm looking forward, because we're not on this leg of the tour, man, so we're looking forward to definitely getting you back here to Cleveland, man. Whether what we talked about earlier, or the Obsessed, or both, or whatever, man, but just as long as you get
back for sure.
Cool.
Absolutely, exactly. Yeah.
And Wino, man, before I let you go, I didn't do it yet, and like I said, I know you're not having your hands in the whole social media thing. I don't know if Sherm does all that stuff or not, but where can everybody go to find out what news about the album, tour dates, all that good stuff about the Obsessed?
They can go to the Obsessed Facebook page.
Okay.
And Sherman and Brian Monterey, and I'm right there, so.
Cool, man.
That's the best place.
Cool. Well, I appreciate it, Wino. Safe travels the rest of the way out, brother, and hopefully we see you and talk to you real soon.